Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jupiter James and this is Astro Motivation, where I awaken the astrologer within you and aim to give you a little inspiration and motivation per your unique placement within your birth chart. You know, I really do feel that before a time of iPhones and iPads and I this and I that, we were a culture and a society that were better able to look up at the stars and understand exactly what the universe wanted from us and where our dreams were and how to get them. And so if that sounds good to you, let's go ahead and get into it. Today we're going to get into the second installment of my Tracing the Angles Through the Birth Chart series. And so today's installment is going to be a very interesting one, which is the IC within our birth charts. The IC is the line right at the bottom half in the middle, the bold black line in the middle of our birth charts at the bottom half, the bottom hemisphere of our birth charts. And along that line, depending on the planets that are close to that line, and I'd say give or take maybe 15 degrees, from 0 to 15 degrees close to that line, will dictate the home environment, the mother, the childhood upbringing, you know, the flavor, the feel, the tone of the homes you will always live in your life, as far as the ones that you possess and your childhood upbringing. And so if this sounds good to you and you are curious and you want to know what influences within a chart dictate the outcomes and the relationship between you and your mother, who your mother was, what the prospects will be for a person in their lives as far as how they will acquire homes, or what the flavor and feel will be within the tone that strikes within their living situations, this is where to look, is the IC, okay? So the way this video is going to work is that firstly, I'm going to go ahead and put some directions here, right? And then I also want you to go ahead and pull up your birth chart, and I want you to locate your IC first and foremost. And whether you are using Placidus or whole sign, this will work. Placidus will just mean that you are looking up more things, you know, which means that there's more information for you. But if you are looking up whole signs, it just means that you will be looking up what I tell you here. All right, so what you're going to do is look up that line, right? Look at the bold middle line, which is the IC. It should be labeled IC at the bottom of the birth chart. And from there, I want you to take note of the planets that are in that fourth house, and I want you to take note of the sign that is in that fourth house. I also want you to see if in your third house there are any planets that are hugging that line, because this we will take into consideration. Anything along that third house will influence the home life, okay? Whether it is in the third or the fourth, okay? So be mindful of that, all right? And I'm gonna try to be as detailed as possible, and I'm gonna put those directions here for you. Should you be someone that is a visual learner, I'll do that for you as well, okay? And so once you take note of those two things, which are the planets on the IC or conjunct the IC and the sign that is on your IC, I want you to go ahead and follow or watch where that timestamp or planet or sign is in my video, in my timestamp. So I want you to click those videos that correspond with what you have, and from there you will gain some insights as to the feel, the flavor, the tone of your childhood upbringing, what you remember in the childhood, who the mother was, and your adult prospects as far as it relates to how your relationship will be with your adult home, all right, and what the feel is in your private life as well, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. So let's say you have sun or sun-ruled signs like Leo in the fourth IC line, conjunct that line, whether in the third or fourth, okay? Hugging that line, right? This will show that for you, your childhood upbringing was that of you being a star at home. You were the golden child. You were your mother's pride and joy. OMG. You were probably someone that was so creative and talented. And I don't know why I get this imagery of, you know, you singing with a hairbrush in your mirror and being someone that is dancing and lively at home. This gives almost older brother, older sister energy. Even if, or I'd say even younger sister or younger brother energy, because whatever it was, the family gave you a lot of attention. It was all eyes on you. There could be a tone of selfishness at times where it's about you. You know, you could have been that quintessential spoiled child. You had a very good upbringing, okay? Now, when it comes to the mother would have been someone that was putting all eyes on you. You were the pride and joy of your mother. And your mother would have also been someone who was very show-stopping in her own right, very glamorous in her own right, and may have wanted to motivate you within you cultivating your own talents and gifts in this life, all right? Now, as this relates to your now adult life, you will be someone that kind of still resonates with that type of energy, whereas, you know, you may be someone that your true personality, you feel it comes out at home or away from work. When you are not in a public setting, when you are not at work and you go home and you lock your door, that's when you come alive. That's when the true essence of your personality is being expressed. You know, you're dancing, you're singing at home, you're having fun at home. Your private life is quite beautiful. You know, this IC line doesn't just dictate the home itself, because you will have very nice homes or just a very pleasant living situation when you have the sun on the IC, but this also dictates your private life, you know, what you do in your free time, how you conduct yourself outside of work. And so this will show that you have a very beautiful, pleasant, glamorous, you know, private life as well. Now, let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if you were the star growing up, if you were the spoiled child, if you got what you wanted, if you were someone that was cultivating your talents and gifts at home, and you were that child that, you know, when when your parents' friends would come over, your mother would say, come, do that thing for us, do that thing for us. Oh my God, look at him, look at her. Like that type of energy. Was this you? Let me know. Now, these things will vary and change, so I really want to know what your specific combinations are within your IC. What planets are conjunct your IC? Because depending on if you have planets that may block or thwart this feeling, it may give you different results when you have your sun conjunct that IC line, or Leo or sun-ruled signs within conjunct that you know, that IC line. Let me know what those are for you, because it can, you know, give you some new layers. You know, some of us have multiple planets on our IC. Some of us have planets that may add a little bit of spice, or a little bit of some blockages that add a little bit more flavor of the tone as to how we relate with our mothers and what was going on within our childhood, and how as an adult we will relate to our home living situation. So let me know what those are in the comments, and I will let you know what you will be experiencing within that specific combination. But I really do hope that this resonated with you. I hope that you gained some insight within this, and know that you will be someone that is always blessed within your living situations and your relationship with your mother, because Sun here is a very beneficial and a benevolent planet within your IC. So kudos to you. What a gift. All right, I'll see you on the next video. You have a blessed day. Bye. If you have moon conjunct your IC, or moon ruled planets like Cancer on the IC, this is a very beautiful and blessed type of relationship, because the moon or Cancer likes being in the IC. IC is akin to the moon because the moon rules home and family and the mother. And so this is somewhat almost a very beneficial type of placement, because this shows that within your childhood you remember being very safe and emotionally secure. Now, of course, these things can vary and change depending on what may be conjunct your moon, or what your moon is in as far as the sign goes, or if you're coming from the Cancer standpoint, what other planets can be flavoring this. But I will say, for the most part, you do have a home and a really good mother, okay? You have a quintessential mother. When you have moon in the 4th house, or along the IC, or Cancer in the 4th house along the IC, this shows that you have been blessed with a quintessential home. It just reminds me of like Family Matters, you know, where it's just a family. It's a very tight-knit family, and you will be someone who's very emotionally attached to your home. Now, whether for bad or for good, you will be emotionally attached to home. You will be someone that even in childhood, or even in your adult life, that if something is going on at home, or if your home situation is threatened, you are going to be off, you're going to be depressed, you know, someone will tap on your shoulders and you'll be happy. Listen, you would rather lose money than to lose your home, or to have an argument at home, or to have a pipe burst at home and you can't fix it or solve it. That would torment you during your day at work when you have moon in the fourth house or along the IC. Okay, because this shows that for you, you are someone that is emotionally attached to your living situation and to your home and to your family. You have a close-knit bond with the mother. You know, the mother would have really wanted to provide emotional security, emotional healing for yourself. You could also be someone who's quite nostalgic and quite sensitive just as a person outside of your physical home or your relation to your home and mother. You could be someone who's quite sensitive and quite healing in your own way with this type of placement, you know. You will also be someone with this moon along the IC who wants to present and host a very comfortable environment when you have people over at home. You want to present an aura of ease and comfort to people who are ever in your environment. You know, you will also be someone who, with the moon in the, along the IC, who would prefer to allow your emotions to come out at home. You are someone that out in the world, you could be like stone-faced, you know, RBF, like no one knows what's going on, but the minute you get home, you cry, you unload, you are someone who's emotional, you know, and this also shows that over the course of your life, you can change homes a lot, you know, because the moon is the quickest luminary in our sky. But just know that you will always find yourself in a comfortable living situation should that moon not be thwarted or distracted by other malefic placements or conjunctions within that fourth house or along that IC. So now that we're on the subject, let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if you have any other combinations that your moon may be in. What sign is your fourth house in? Because sometimes that can add a little bit of spice, that can add some more blessings, or that can decrease the power of the moon and the relationship towards your mother and your living environment. So let me know what your specific combination is. Also, let me know if this resonates with you. And yeah, I really do hope that that helped you. I really do hope that that gained you some insight to this beautiful placement, okay? Try to express your feelings a little bit more, okay? And also try to express yourself out to the world a little bit more, because I do know you're gonna be someone that whenever you're outside in the streets, you're gonna be craving to be at home. You're gonna be craving self-care. You're gonna be craving the security of your four walls, because your home will almost feel like your sanctuary, your safe haven. It's like, you know, it's literally gives me the imagery of like, it's your turtle shell, you know. It's like when things get crazy, when the outside world is crazy, you know, you just have your turtle shell to insulate or be insular within, you know. So definitely let me know that sign that's on that IC, or even if you are feeling, you know, generous, throw me some planets that are conjunct that moon within your IC, or that are also sharing that fourth house. Let me know, and I will let you know what you could be experiencing and the outcomes that will dictate within this, all right? So I really do hope that helped you. I will see you on the next video. Have a blessed day. Bye. Let's say you have Mercury conjunct your IC, or close to your IC, or Mercury ruled signs on your IC or in your fourth house, like Virgo or Gemini. This is gonna make and set the tone for a family upbringing and a relationship with the mother that was very communicative. This was the type of energy that would make for a very busy child. You probably, if you reflect back on your childhood, you'd probably realize that you were very busy. You were always in the car going somewhere. You were going to a recital, a game, a this, a that. There was always something going on that you guys were doing. And if you weren't doing things, you were definitely talking. The mother would have really wanted to instill a line of open communication, whether it be about success, whether it be about life, whether it be about your emotions, will definitely dictate what other planets were in there. But that would be what she would have wanted to present, you know. She would have wanted to be someone that says, you know, don't speak up, like, let me know. Like, she really wanted to pull those communications out of you, like, speak up, use your words, don't be shy. Things like that is what this would show. Now, these things vary and change depending on what else is conjunct your Mercury along that IC, or what is sharing that fourth house with that Mercury IC, or the sign that is in your IC. So let me know what those are, and I will write back to you I will specify exactly how the mother was, or the relationship within your childhood upbringing. But this is what this would show. Now, as an adult, you will carry this same tone within your homes. You may find that when you get home from work, the first thing you want to do is get on the phone. You want to be on FaceTime, you want to be talking to your friends, you may even want to have social gatherings over at your home, or at the very least, you are someone that wants to be at home learning. Things like this, right? Like right now, look at what you're doing. You are at home taking in more information, and that is what Gemini in the IC shows. It shows that you are comforted and you feel safe and you feel at home when you are someone that is either busy, taking in information, or being someone that is, you know, really taking care of your mental. Whether it be you stimulating it, you pouring more information into it, you being busy within your private life is what this shows when you have Mercury within your IC, or Mercury ruled signs within your 4th house or IC. Okay, so let me know if that was your childhood upbringing. Let me know if you resonate with that. Was your mom quite a chatty person? Was she always talking to you? Was there an open line of communication? If not, let me know what those signs are on your 4th house, and let me know what the planets are, and I will give you some specifics as to what that was for you and what you could expect for the relationship as it relates to how you relate with homes. Know though that, you know, you are going to be someone in your private life who you are really comforted by expressing yourself. So express yourself more. You know, the IC also shows us what our inner world is, our inner emotional world is, all right? It shows us our inner home just as it shows our outer homes, right? And for you, you are gonna be someone who is comforted by speaking. So in the days that you can't speak, I want you to talk to someone, go to a therapist, call a friend, and you may find that when you unload those emotions, when you speak those things out, you feel a little better, all right? And socialization just makes you feel better in general, okay? So I really do hope that this video helped you. I really do hope that you gained some insight and some clarity into this. Definitely leave your combinations within the comments, and I will hope to see you on the next video. Have a blessed day, bye. Let's say you have Venus in the IC or in the 4th house, or Venus ruled signs like Libra or Taurus within the 4th house. This is one of my favorites because this is gonna show that you have been blessed within your relationship to your mother. You've been blessed with a specific type of mother. You've been blessed with a certain type of being used to a certain type of environment within your living situations, whether in childhood or within adulthood, and it's all around materialism and a little bit of stability, you know, especially if it's in Taurus, especially if you have Venus in the 4th or along that IC or conjunct that IC, you're gonna remember looking back that whatever you wanted materially, you kind of got. You were that kid that may have grown up with the Christmas tree full around Christmas, or whatever you pointed to, you were able to get. This gives that energy of, you know, the kids along the neighborhood would always look at your house or what you were getting or what you were wearing and be like, wow, you get it all. Like, you guys are so spoiled. Like, you guys are always getting the new computer, the new gaming system, the new this, the new that. This is what this would show. It shows that your living situation was very materialistic, and I mean that in the most, I mean that in the most academic, objective way. There's nothing wrong with this energy of being materialistic. This is just what the tone that your parents would have wanted for you. You know, they really wanted to satisfy all of your material needs, and to a degree of almost luxury. You know, that is also something you could you could have a very luxurious mother, a mother that was very stable, a mother that really wanted to provide for you and really wanted to decorate a very nice home. This is what this shows. Like, when you open the door to your homes, it was just very lavish and plush, and you know, Venus was all up in that home environment. And this is also the tone of your mother. Your mother could have been someone who was either stable, beautiful, luxurious, you know, materialistic in her own right, and that is just what this would show. And she would have wanted to provide these things for you as a way to satisfy your inner emotional needs. You know, you may look back and find that your material needs were met, but maybe not so much your inner emotional needs on a more substantial level. You know, you know that you could ask for that sweet 16 gift of a new car and you got it, but maybe as far as it related to your father being there or your mother being there, that was probably missing, right? But this is what this would show. It does definitely show a pleasant and blessed childhood. You got everything that you wanted. Everything was very easy. You probably look back on your childhood and say, you know, I didn't have, I wouldn't say you'd say I wouldn't have the best, because you kind of definitely would have the best. This, again, this gives me that kid who always had the latest iPod or always had the latest iPhone or things of that nature. You know, they had the best. So let me know if this resonates with you, and then also let me know what your signs are on the 4th house or along that IC, and also what planets that are conjunct that Venus within your 4th house, because that will add a different layer to the experience that you had within your childhood homes and along with the mother as well. All right, so now within your adult life, as to how you relate with your homes and what you can expect, is that you're going to be someone who has a very beautiful private life. You know, you are going to be someone who has a very beautiful home, a very materialistic home, a very aesthetically pleasing home. You are going to be someone that just in general, you're going to have a very pleasant way about you, because remember, the IC doesn't just dictate our physical home and our family, it also dictates our inner emotional world. It dictates who we are on the inside and at our emotional core. And so for you, you are gonna be someone who feels validated by luxury things, and you feel good by having nice things, but you are also going to be quite pleasant. People, when you really show people who you are, people are just going to say, wow, this person just has such a great disposition about themselves. Like, wow, I want to be around this person. This person is just such a vibe. This person is just so balanced and stable and beautiful on the inside. So this is what this would show. And remember, you know, this reminds me of, you know how they say your inner world reflects your outer world, and so this could be one of those examples where you are so beautiful on the inside that you, by some way, shape, or form, either by divine intervention or just the blessings from above, you are someone that is able to manifest the beauty outside as well. Because you are beautiful on the inside, you are beautiful, you get to live a very beautiful, comfortable living situation. And you will always, listen to me when I say this, you will be someone who is never homeless. And even if you are homeless, you will probably be living in, you know, 5-star hotels here and there and everywhere. You will always be blessed with a comfortable living situation. Always, I promise you. So this is what this would show. I really, really do hope that this gave you some insight. Definitely throw me your combinations of what you have along your IC, and I will write back to you the specifics of what you went through within your childhood, the tone, the flavor, the feel, and the relationship with your mother, and what you can expect as far as how it relates to what your homes will be like and what they will feel like in the future as an adult, okay? So many blessings to you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Let's say you have Mars or Mars-ruled signs like Aries or sometimes Scorpio. You know, throw Scorpio in there just for, you know, just for, you know. Okay, so let's say you have those signs in there with Mars or Aries and sometimes Scorpio along the IC. This is going to show that for you, you remember fights growing up. You could be someone that remembers a lot of activity, also a lot of independence. You were probably someone that was doing a lot of things. You were having to be busy. You were always having to stand up for yourself as a child, especially within your childhood home. You probably did a lot of things by yourself. You could feel like there was a lot of aggression, whether it be towards you or just within the home environment, whether it be your parents fighting, whether it be, you know, your mom and dad fighting. This is what this would show. Whether it be you and your siblings fighting, there was just a lot of power struggles within the home environment. And if not, it just means a lot of movement, a lot of activity, a lot of busyness, right? This is what this would show. Now, you may also be someone, because, you know, the IC also dictates our inner emotional world just as much as it relates to our physical world. This will show that for you, you could sometimes feel very independent or alone within your inner emotional world. You are someone who's quite confident in just doing your own thing, or, you know, you don't really need others to come in and show you how to feel more comfortable or to take care of yourself, because you feel you have what it takes to take care of yourself and to be someone that stands upright and be okay. This is what this shows. It shows that sometimes you're alone within your emotional battles or alone within your pursuit of feeling better at times. This is what this would show. This also shows that your mother could be a very strong figure in your life, someone who had a lot of power within her own right, was very motivating, whether it was through the good way or the bad way. This is what this would show, that the mother was someone who was very powerful. You may remember fights with the mother, you know? The mother could have been very busy in her own right, but this is what this would show. Now, if you do have it in Scorpio, you may remember a sense of danger a little bit, you know, a sense of like a little bit of instability or unsafetyness with this if you have Scorpio as your fourth. But just to stay on the Mars end, this is what this would show for you. Now, these things can vary and change depending on the sign that is in your fourth house, or the planets that are sharing that fourth house or conjunct that I see along with Mars. So let me know what those combinations are for you, because it can add a little spice to this analysis. It could add a little bit more flavor, a little bit more depth. It may lessen the degree of what I've said here. So let me know what those are for you, and also let me know if this resonates with you, and I will write back to you what you could be experiencing within your relationships as a childhood. Now, as an adult, remember the IC not only dictates the inner world, the outer world, the physical home, the mom, it also dictates your private life away from your job. The minute you clock out of work, what do? That's the IC, all right? That's your private life. And so this is gonna show that you are gonna be someone who's quite busy. Again, you find emotional gratification out of being busy. I could see this person, the minute they clock out of work, they're off to the gym, they're off doing this, they go run errands, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing this, they're doing that. It's almost like they have a job away from their job, because they're always busy, they're always doing something, they have a very active life, they're out running 5 miles. Like, this is that type of energy where there's always something happening at home, all right, that needs their energetic attention, all right, that requires their effort, their fight, their grit, their willpower at home. Okay, so this is what that energy will show. All right, now, but definitely let me know the sign that's on that fourth house, because it will show me what you are putting your energy to in your private life. It will show me where your energy is going in your private life, okay, or at home. All right, so I really do hope that this helped you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Let's say you have Jupiter or Jupiter ruled signs like Pisces or Sagittarius along the IC or within the fourth house. This is gonna show that for you, you lived a very abundant home experience. Abundance, grace was given to you within this experience. This gives me big home energy. This gives me big family energy. This also gives me a mother who wanted to be a guide, a motivational source for you, you know, especially within your knowledge about life, your knowledge about spirituality, you know, especially if you have Pisces within your IC or along your fourth house, right? Sagittarius too. Sagittarius is a big contender for that energy as well, because it gives a spiritual degree. But I'd say Sagittarius would be, the mother would be someone that was more motivating within the higher educational sense, whereas within Pisces along the IC, the mother was a motivational person who wanted to motivate you along the line of spirituality and religion. So this is what that would show. Now, when you have Jupiter in the fourth house or along that IC, this would show that you have been blessed within your living situations in life. You will be someone that will be very Jupiterian-like. You will be someone in life that is emotionally satisfied and feels emotionally comforted and right at home within your learning capabilities, to the degree where you will also be emotionally satisfied by explaining those things to other people or teaching other people. You are going to be that way, and it'll be within your ability to teach others that you actually are able to heal others, to help others, to support others. This is what will be expected of you in life. You feel some sense of leadership qualities within yourself and some sense of teachability about you. You want to teach others. That is how you nurture others, is to be that way with other people. Now, Your mother was the same way. Also, in your adult life, you will be someone that is always blessed with a good living situation. Big homes, lavish homes, you know, you will never be homeless. You will always have a roof over your head. And even if you are homeless, you will find yourself in 5-star hotels. You will be someone that always lands on your feet when it comes to homes. You will put in that application and go, oh my God, I got bad credit. But all of a sudden the person behind the desk in the leasing office says, I'll make an exception just this once. It's that type of energy where you get very lucky. You get blessed within your living situation, okay? You will also be someone that in your private life, because remember, the IC doesn't just dictate your inner home and your outer home and your relationship to your mother. It also dictates your private life, what you do outside of work. And so this is going to show that in your private life, you are going to be someone who has a very abundant private life. People just don't know how lucky you are. People don't know or don't see. I mean, of course, when you invite them over and they pull up to that mansion, or they pull up to that nice pad that you're in, or that luxurious condo that you're in, they'll see it. But you are going to be someone that in your private life, you have a very, very abundant private life. And I bet if you look back on home, wherever you grew up was quite abundant. You've come from a big home, you've come from a nice home, you've come from a very lucky father, a lucky mother, things of that nature. You know that if push comes to shove, you've always got a home to fall back on, and it's quite nice. You know, this is that type of energy. Now, let me know if this resonates with you, and also let me know some other planets or the sign that your Jupiter is in within your IC or along your 4th house, because this will either lessen the degree of what I said here, or this will increase the degree, or we'll add a little spice to it. It'll add some flavor to it, some more, layers to it. And I really want to be able to let you know what you experienced as a child, who the mother was, your relationship towards the mother, and also, what the living situation is within your adult life, what you can gain to expect. But just know you ain't gotta worry. You're always gonna be somebody that has a nice home, period. Like, you're always gonna get lucky in that sense. Your living situation will never be threatened, all right? It'll be something that you almost don't even have to lift a finger to have it happen that way. It just is what it is. You've been divinely blessed in this area of home and family, and your mother. You may have that mom that others may look at and go, wow, you have such a cool mom, or oh my God, I love your mom. Can your mom be my mom? Like, this is that type of energy. You will also have a mom that is very, very wise, wants to teach you, wants to guide you, wants to be a philosophical source for you. You can always call your mom, and she's got some philosophical, spiritual advice or educational advice, or both. This is that type of energy. Now tell me what sign your Jupiter in your IC in the 4th house is, and I will let you know where that energy is guided. I'm also getting a little bit of a download here that in your private life, you are also someone that likes to learn or teach in your life. Away from your job or away from your career, you are going to be someone that with your friends, you're going to have a very philosophical edge to who you are. The people you let in or the people you invite into your homes, you're always going to want to teach them something. And even if it's not teaching them anything actively, just your personality is going to be on the style or on the wave where the things that you say naturally dawn some insight on others. It makes people go, wow, I didn't know that. Like, whoa, wow, you're so right. Like, I didn't know that. Whoa, that's cool. Like, that is how you are. That's who you are, is you carry yourself in that sense. So that's a very beautiful way of being, to be honest. And I think I said this on the Venus video, or the Venus section, but this is that energy, because remember, that concept within astrology, or just universal law, that our inner world matches our outer world. And because you are someone who is so abundant within your insides, within who you are, this is going to only reflect to your outer world, to your homes, to the blessings of who you are and where you get to live, right? So this could be that type of, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Is it that you get to live in beautiful homes because you are such a beautiful person? Do you get to live in abundant homes because you're such an abundant person? Or are you a beautiful and abundant person because you lived in beautiful and abundant places? It's that type of energy. But whatever it is, you've been blessed with it, and it is quite magnificent, all right? What a blessing it is to have Jupiter ruling your IC or within your IC or conjunct your IC, all right? Let me know your combinations. Be that natural teacher that you are, because the more you do, the more you learn, the more you spread your wisdoms, the more you dawn that insight on others, the more you come up with your theories about what the world is, the more emotionally satisfied you will be, and the more abundance you will attain in this life, okay? So I'm wishing you all the best, many blessings, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye. Let's say you have Saturn or Saturn ruled signs within your 4th house or conjunct your IC, like Capricorn or even a little bit of Aquarius. You are going to be someone with the planet Saturn within conjunct your IC that, you know, at times you may have felt that in the childhood that there was a lot of struggle. You know, there was a lot of responsibility. You may almost be responsible for your own emotional needs because the mother simply wasn't there, or there was a blockage between you and the mother. The entire family unit may have put a lot of pressure on you. You may have had to grow up very quickly. You may have had to be someone that took care of your siblings or took care of the household and make sure your mother was okay, or just the mother was probably absent emotionally or physically, and made the environment to where you felt alone, that you were responsible for raising yourself and teaching yourself about the world and getting things to do what needed to be done. You know, this gives that energy of, you know, a child waking up and they know they gotta go to school, but the mom isn't around, so they gotta figure out how to brush their teeth, how to get to school, how to, you know, how to put their pants on, how to do those things by themselves, you know, and that can be a bit of a struggle at times. You know, that can be very hard. I do see a lot of responsibility within that emotional struggle, that need for emotional safety. There's a lot of karma within this placement. And so with this just shows that that is the type of energy that was at home and within the childhood. Now, as an adult, you may find that there is also a sense of struggle within, or karma within, the homes that you live in. Now, this can be for good or for bad, because depending on if you are working through the necessary karmic lessons that are within your chart, you know, this will show that you could be blessed, especially later in life, with an easier living situation. You will find that past your Saturn return, the energy of feeling alone in your emotions, you being someone that struggles to find a home, you being someone that struggles to be alone in your home, those things will dissipate. Those things will get easier. You will find that you have the wherewithal, you have the tools to be someone that takes care of yourself, and it doesn't feel like a burden. It doesn't feel like a pain or a curse or things of that nature. You may find that you land on your feet past 30 as far as a comfortable living situation, but you will find that from the ages of 0 to 30 or 0 to 28, you know, whenever your specific Saturn return hits, you may find that it's quite a struggle. You know, you struggle with taking responsibility for your inner emotions, or taking responsibility for where you live could be very hard. It could feel like, you know, it could feel like when you clock out from work, because remember, the IC also dictates our private life. It could feel like when you clock out from work, there's still work and responsibility to be done at home, you know, to figure out where you're gonna live, or to take care of your family, to take care of your siblings. There's just a lot on you. So this is what that energy will show, but this definitely creates a very wise person, a very philosophical person. You know, I call these people the salts of the earth, because it makes for someone who, when you ask them who they are, what they've gone through, they've got some substance about them. They really, really do. So you really want to talk to these people, because these people are going to really be able to teach you something if they can get out of their seriousness, you know, because this is going to make for a very serious person, especially in their private life, because they've kind of gone through a lot. All right, so let me know if this resonates with you, and also let me know if there are any other planets that are conjunct your Saturn, that are conjunct your IC, or if you have a different sign within your 4th house. Let me know, because this could, you know, add a little bit more flavor, a little bit more depth to who the mother was, what the relationship was with the mother, you know, also your private life, what you could be feeling within, you know, your relationships with your homes. Let me know what that is, because it's very, very important that I know where those karmic lessons are for you within your living situation and within your home life, okay? But I do know home and family are gonna be something that is quite a contentious point for you. It's gonna be a blockage. It's gonna be that area of upset for you within your life, that when someone asks you about your mom, you kind of get a little tense. When someone asks you about your family, you clench up, you're taken back to harder days or harder moments, because that's just an area of upset for you, okay? So I'm wishing you all the best. I'm wishing you all the blessings, and I will catch you on the next video, all right? Bye. Let's say you have Uranus in your 4th house, or Uranus hugging the IC or conjunct your IC, or Uranus ruled signs like Aquarius on the 4th house or along the IC. This means that for you, you may have experienced a degree of rejection growing up. You may have experienced, you know, absence of the mother, because this IC point shows the tone and the style of the upbringing, the mother. You may have had a very unique mother, a very eccentric mother, a mother that was probably absent emotionally or physically. This is what this would show. You know, the mother was off doing something else, somewhere else. I always see people with Uranus in the 4th house who grew up in family dynamics that were outside of the traditional. You know, you may have grown up with parents that were gay or bisexual, or even the mother was just off doing something else and you had to be raised by your aunts, uncles, grandparents, or the next door neighbor. This is what this would show. This also shows that the home that you grew up in was quite unique, right? There was something unique about the dynamic within the home, or the style of the home, the physical makeup of the home was very different, very unique, okay? This is what this would show. Now, also, the IC line not only dictates the feeling and the tone of the mother, but this also shows your private life, okay? So who you are outside of work. And you could be someone that could have a little bit of a detached feeling towards your home situation. You may have a very unique living situation, and you may also be someone that has a very unique style home. Somewhere where when you invite people over, there's some unique quirk about your home, or where you live, or how you live could be very, very unique to others, very eccentric, even technologically driven at times. You know, I've seen people with the more positive manifestation of this, where the mother was quite intellectual. The mother was someone who was, you know, or the home was something that within the home you valued intellectuality, or, you know, the childhood upbringing was that of you being surrounded by a lot of electronics. You know, this is that positive manifestation of that as well. And that positive manifestation usually comes if you have like a positive planet along within that, you know, conjunct the situation within your 4th house, right? But this is what this would show. You know, it could go either way as well. Now, also within your private life, you could be a little detached from your homes. You know, yes, you have a home, and yes, you may be blessed with a great home or a very unique home, but you may at times struggle with feeling quite safe or emotionally connected to your homes. You know how some people just love their homes and they just love to be home. They love to be by themselves at homes. You may not resonate with that. You may always need to go on a walk. You may always need to be out doing something or away from the home. You may just see your home as somewhere that you go, you hang your head, you go to sleep, you wake up, you go back to work. Like, it's not something that you are emotionally connected to in a sense, okay? So this is what you will see with Uranus or Uranus ruled signs in the 4th house conjunct the IC, okay? Let me know if this resonates with you, and also let me know if there are any planets conjunct your Uranus within that 4th house or along that IC, because this could add a little bit more flavor or depth or flair, or lessen the degree of what I said or increase the degree of what I said. And I would love to know what that is for you, okay? I do know you are going to be someone who is quite eccentric within your emotional needs. You're going to need something quite unique to really heal that part of you that needs healing. You know, you're going to be someone who's quite unique in the way that you relate to others, and the way that you connect. It's going to be very unique, okay? But all in all, it is a blessing nonetheless. It's just a workaround that you may have to figure out how to work around it, okay? And if you need help with that, ask me in my advice and I would love to point you in the right direction. But I would need those signs, I would need those combinations, okay? So you have a blessed day and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Let's say you have Neptune or Neptune ruled signs along the IC or within your 4th house, like Pisces or Pisces, you know, that's all it's gonna be as far as signs. You are gonna be someone who you may reflect back on your living situation or your relationship with the mother as being that of growing up with a very spiritual mother. You know, you could have grown up with a mother that was very spiritual. You could have grown up in a very religious home, or you could have had a very spiritual mother, or a very healing mother, a very spiritually healing mother, a very mystical mother. And at the lesser degree or the lower octave of this, you may have also had a mother that was quite confusing or battled with addiction. This is what this would show when you have Neptune in the 4th house, all right? Because this is who the mother was. This is also the energy, the air that she presented around the home, what your living environment was. You may look back on your home upbringing and also be someone that you may be confused at times as to if you had a good childhood or not. Sometimes this could give that feeling of like, I know I had a childhood, but it could almost feel like a fever dream at sometimes, where it's like my living situation was just strange. It was nebulous. It was just hard. It's hard to put a finger on how you feel about your upbringing. You know, this is what that energy will give. This also shows in the positive manifestation that you could have grown up in a home that allowed you a lot of freedom to create, a lot of freedom to imagine, a lot of freedom to dibble and dabble within the mystical and things of that nature. I've also heard a lot of people with Neptune within the 4th house where they may experience the paranormal at home. You know, they are someone that could be contacted with ghosts or poltergeists or things like that within the home. This is what this would show. Now, the IC doesn't just dictate the mother and the home environment in which you will live in. It also dictates your inner world. So you are going to be someone who is emotionally satisfied by your spirituality and your being able to heal yourself and to take self-care approach. What is a self-care ritual for you would be looking up things like this, like astrology, studying astrology, looking up astrology, practicing astrology, numerology, tarot, the occult. These things are what emotionally satisfy you and what are also very emotionally healing for you, and where you are able to give a degree of healing for other people within, okay? So if you ever considered being a massage therapist or a mystical healer or a mystical teacher in your own right, you definitely have the capacity for that. You will be someone who would be quite a spiritual parent should you choose to have kids, okay? Now, also, when it comes to what you do in your private life, because that is also what the IC holds. It holds the energy of what you do when you clock out of work. You know, when you clock out of work and you leave your office building, who are you in your private life? And so for you, that is going to be the question for you, because people are going to wonder, what do you do? Like, what are you up to in your private life? And you may keep those things a secret. You may keep those things under wraps. You may be someone that is very mysterious as far as what you do, what you like, what you don't like, when you go home, or what you do, what your hobbies are to your coworkers or to the people that know you at work. This is what this would show. I mean, unless you invite people in, people, when you invite them in or you invite them over and you feel comfortable with that, they will soon figure out that you've got crystals all over your apartment, and you are someone who's quite spiritual or quite religious in your private life. They will see that. You will have an air or degree of magic and mysticism about you within your personality and how you are and who you are. And people will feel this. This is what they will feel within your disposition, okay? So that is what this would show. Let me know if this resonates with you. Did you have a spiritual mother? Did you grow up in somewhat of a confusing situation where when you look back on your relationship with your mother, or the tone and the style of your living situation growing up, you can't quite put an emotional label on it? You're just like, I don't know. I don't even know how I got here. Like, it's that, do you resonate with that? Is that you? And also, while you're at it, let me know if there are any other planets that are conjunct your Neptune in your 4th house or along the IC, because that will also let me know what you will be expecting within your future as far as your relationship to your future homes and who your mother was growing up and the style. Let me know the sign. Let me know what's going on in your 4th house, all right? And I will write back to you what you could be experiencing. Now, in your adult life, as far as it relates to your living situation, sometimes it can be very hard for you to figure out where you want to live, or find the resources to figure out where you're going to get the money to pay the rent to live. Or it could be just where you live could be a very nebulous situation. It could be something sometimes when it comes to moving or figuring out where you live, especially in the first initial stages of you moving out of your childhood home. You will feel like, I don't know where I'm gonna live. It could always feel like that for you. Like, I just don't know where I'm gonna live. I don't even know if I wanna live over there, if I wanna live here. And even if you do know you wanna live in that area, you may be like, I don't even know where I'm gonna get the resources to do that. I don't know where I'm gonna get the money to do that. I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't know. And then in your mind, you may also be someone that's like, I don't even know how people have the money to do those things. Like, how do they have the money to secure an apartment? I don't even know. Like, it could feel like that for you at times, for some people. So let me know again if that resonates. But I do know you're going to be someone who is quite spiritual within your private life. You probably got crystals at home, tarot cards at home, you are practicing astrology at home, you're always on YouTube looking up astrology. Like, this is what that would show for you at home, because this emotionally heals you. You will find that your homes take on a spiritual sanctuary for you. This is the place where you come, you heal, you meditate, you pray to the stars, and you just want to feel good. Like, it's that type of tone, okay? So I really do hope that this helped you. I hope this gave you some clarity and some insights as to one of the specific placements within your chart, and I will see you on the next video. Have a blessed day. Bye. Let's say you have Pluto within your 4th house, or Pluto along your IC, or conjunct your IC, or Pluto ruled signs like Scorpio in your IC. You could have dealt with a lot of danger, or you could have felt like unsafe growing up. You could have also dealt with a degree of death growing up, whether it be the death of the mother, or death with the mother, death of loved ones, death of siblings. This is what this would show within Scorpio or Pluto conjunct that IC. You know, this is a very, very powerful and transformative and very deep placement, because this would make for someone who, even though you have found that your childhood was a degree of trauma, and there's a very traumatic situations within your relationship towards your mother, or within your living situation as a child, you may, as you grow up, find that you are comforted by being someone who is a bit secretive or a bit private because of that. This is a very, very deep sign, because remember, the IC doesn't just dictate our physical home, it also dictates our inner emotional home. And so you will be someone that you are extremely deep. You will be someone who is comforted by the mystical. You are comforted by, you know, your private time. Your private time is something you're really going to value, and it may be because you need to recover from all of the changes and transformations you went through in home. You know, growing up, you will find that within your childhood there was some transformational point within the home, whether it be of the parents, whether it be of the living situation that you grew up in, you know, whether it be where you live. There could be a lot of changes that have happened for you growing up at home. And when you reflect back on that, it could have been, the catalyst could have been through death, it could have been through upset, it could have been through fights, it could have been through trauma. This is what this would show. When it comes to the mother could have been someone who, the relationship with her could be very traumatic. It could be something that she had a lot of power. There was a lot of fights. There was a lot of struggle. The mother could have suffered from a lot of psychological issues, or just was very power hungry, or wanted to influence a lot of power within the home. This is what this would show when you have Pluto in the 4th house, all right? Do know with Pluto in the 4th house though, you are going to be someone, because the IC also shows who we are away from work. You know, once we clock out of work, the 4th house takes over. Like, who you are outside of work, the moment you clock out, the 4th house takes over. And so you are going to be someone who's quite secretive. Again, you know those people who are all over the internet or all over Instagram, and they may take pictures of their meals or the inside of their apartments or their homes, and they show people what they're doing in their private life. That's not you. You're going to be someone that's like, the minute I get home, y'all ain't going to see what I'm doing. No one knows what you do until you clock back into work. That's when people see you and witness you. But the minute you clock out of work, If you don't want to be found, if you don't want to be interacted with, you won't be. This is that type of person that is very secretive. They value their alone time. You could live the most beautiful and extravagant life outside of work, but we would never know. This is that type of energy when you have Pluto in the 4th house, because when Pluto goes into the 4th house, this is where you find power. This is where you find you know, your transformational needs and where you claim your power back. And so for you, it's gonna be within you focusing on your inner emotional world, within you focusing on your private life. This is where you go to do that. This is where you go to gain healing. So there's gonna be a lot of pull, a lot of energy for you to be home and just to do your own thing and to be someone who's independent, because there's a lot of depth within the healing and the rectification of what happened to you as a child. Okay, so this is what this would show. Know that a lot of transformation is in store for you, especially within your inner emotional world. You may find that as you get older, you may come out a little bit more. Know that you have such transformative qualities within your emotions to the point where you could be someone that is able to transform others. You are able to heal others, help others through very hard times and traumatic situations. This would make for a very, very great therapist. You may also be almost like a therapist for other people. Remember, the 4th house shows us who we are on the inside. So you're gonna be someone who is almost like a master at the deep things within emotions, okay? But yeah, this is what this would show. Let me know if you resonate with this. Let me know, was this the type of environment that you grew up in? Did you deal with a lot of debt? Did you have very tumultuous situations with your mother and your siblings and your family dynamic? Did you feel unsafe growing up, that you couldn't quite be yourself, or you couldn't quite come alive or show people the full totality of who you were growing up for whatever reason? Did you have a very powerful mother? Let me know. Was there a lot of fights growing up? Lots of transformations, lots of movement, lots of living here, living there, going there. Let me know. And I will let you know what you could have experienced in your childhood, and I will also give you some deeper layers as to what you can experience within your adult life, within your homes, okay? So I really do hope that this helped you. I really do hope that this gave you some insight as to your unique placements within your chart, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.